Okay, let's talk about channeling. Now, guess what? You may not be aware that you are channeling all the time. Sometimes we have to go and do a presentation for a work meeting, and you just have to channel the confidence needed to present this information to people. Sometimes it might be as simple as we're wearing a cool outfit that we feel kind of sassy or sexy or whatever. Maybe we feel a bit silly or funny in, or maybe we feel very businesslike and very grown up and mature, or we feel very silly, or whatever that outfit may make you feel like, and then you start to embody that energy. This is a very simple form of channeling. Now, we can channel lots of things. We can channel the courage, we can channel the emotion, we can channel the energy, we can channel the character, we can channel the emotion and the intention. We can also channel things like when we tune into different parts of nature, objects, beings, and even the deep resources that are in the DNA of our body that go down generations well before our time. There are people who have their whole careers based on channeling. They channel beings from interdimensions, they channel aliens or beings from other planets. They may even just channel guides or spirits. Sometimes the easiest thing for us to start to learn to channel is our higher self and learning to listen to that intuition, which we did a lot of work with in the last key. And when we can actually have our channel be something that is intentional and also bring our sound into it, then we start to get something really spectacular with how we harness the ability to use and become a conscious channel. The first thing that you want to do when you are channeling is be very aware that you want to create a safe, sacred space. Basically, you are creating protection and setting your field. Think of it like radio stations or tuning into a different station. There is rivers of energy moving through and around us all the time. And if we can't consciously recognize where to switch off from certain things or not to let certain channels in, then it'll be like having all the radio stations on at once and it's overload. It's just a big sound of brown noise and it does not sound good. It does not feel good and we get overwhelmed. So the first thing to really be conscious about when you're channeling and in setting your field and setting that protection is knowing what you're not going to let in. So just take a moment now to just choose that you're going to connect and create a beautiful sphere of energy and protection around your space. And remembering that your choice and your will is your most potent force. So if you choose something, then that gets to be so. Other beings and other energies cannot be stronger than your will unless you feel like they can be. So the thing is here is you need to decide and know that, and you can even repeat these words out loud: my energy, my body, my consciousness is mine. I choose what comes into my sphere. And then the words that you wish to bring in from there, which is, I choose to bring in only benevolent, good forces, or only information which is for my higher good. Something along those lines that feel good to you. Just allow yourself to say anything else you want to say. Some people go really deep and call in their different archangels, create and set grids. But you don't have to know all that fancy stuff. If you feel like there's something that's calling you that you want to call in and bring forward, go for it. But the most important thing is that you say that I am in my choice and in my control, and I get to choose what comes through my channel, and that only what is here for my best service will come through. So once you've had a moment to do that, just be aware too that when you are in your channel, if something doesn't feel good or it feels a little bit messy or mucky, you're probably not channeling this highest, best thing. You're probably tapping into or tuning into some other stations. Sometimes it's our own monkey mind, and that's okay. It's not bad, it's just the channel that we're not going for. So the better that you become at practicing this and choosing what you let in and recognizing that you even have choice, the more powerful this experience can be. Now, the reality is life is this big, crazy, wild thing that kind of knocks us around and shapes us in particular ways. But essentially, as children, we're all born with this innate ability to play, to have fun, and to make things up and go into make-believe land, unless that was knocked out of us at a very young age. So essentially, our ability to tap into this world of play and this world of channeling and to make things up and to embody and act, basically, actors are also channeling things. This ability is within us all. So yes, you can channel and you have the ability to channel. It's now just about you being able to tap into what is going to be the best form of channeling for you that feels right and natural and easy. Some people, it becomes their lifeblood and something that they do as a career. You don't have to do that to make it work for you in your life, although by all means you're welcome to. But the most important thing is that you are aware that when you are letting your intuition and that channel clear of who you are and letting information pass through you and giving space to that, then you can also be dialing in which station and which channel you also want to be tuning that frequency to and letting the right things come through you so that you can be serving yourself in the best way. Another wonderful thing about channeling is that if you are a creative being or want to have more creativity in your life, which essentially when we are composing music, writing songs, writing poetry, writing anything that we're doing that is letting our creativity come through, we're essentially channeling. We're tapping into this deep wellspring and river of energy that is within us all. So yes, you all can channel. Yes, we all can be creative. And really, this is an opportunity to let that through. First, you want to get really clear with your intentions. Set your intentions for this session or this little moment that you are going to have. Your intention might just be to get clear information and to let come through what needs to come through. Your intention might be something very specific and in particular that you need help with or guidance in your life. Where do I need to let go of some things? How will I get through to this person? How will I stop blocking myself in this particular way? How can I call in more abundance? How can I attract and magnetize the right people towards me and the right information towards me to be clearer and have support on my health journey so that I can be in my most optimum wellness and state? Just closing your eyes, putting your hands on your body and taking a moment to set your intention. And even this, in a sense, is part of channeling, is allowing what wants to come through in your channel and what wants to come through with your intention is part of the channel. Okay, again, tuning back into that circle of protection that you created, setting that field. And maybe you want to see it like white light around you and around the room and the space that you're in, and see that nothing that is not in alignment with what you choose can get through that. See it like a beautiful gate, a golden gate or a sphere of energy, like your cells protecting you, a big energy cell around you protecting you. However works for you, and just have this intention and set this knowing that that is my field and nothing that isn't benevolent and for my highest good can get through that. And any extra words you want to say around that, go. Keep breathing, and you might notice as you breathe in and out, there might be a moment where you start to soften. I've heard it referred to as similar to like when your eyes dilate or you feel the camera lens shifts, some sort of shift in your being or your awareness where you start to relax. Maybe you want to breathe or sound a bit. In fact, this is a voice course, so let's bring some sound through and setting that space and softening your field and opening you to the channel and getting into that frequency. Now let's go. Use your sound to set your field right now. Now, when you feel that shift and you feel your state is in a bit more heightened awareness, you're going to allow yourself now to let your voice and your words start to come through. You may start with sounds that aren't any words. In fact, I encourage you to try that right now. So breathing in, I want you to just start rolling your jaw and your tongue and allowing yourself to feel. Just choosing, if you see currents of energy moving through your body, that you have the conscious choice to let that come through you and that it's in service. Allow it to almost take over your jaw and your mouth and your tongue, as if you are in service to this thread of energy starting to course through the middle of you and out your mouth. As you start to make sounds and letting this light language or this gibberish coming through your mouth, be in tune with just this knowing that you don't have to know what it means, but as you let it come through more strong, you'll just have an awareness of what it's telling you without having to understand or know. Like a lightning bolt of just consciousness, it just hits you and there's just a yesness. Play with that. Play with this concept of gibberish turned into light language, of allowing yourself to let the channel be a conduit that starts to move and mesh and intermix with your mouth. You hand yourself over and surrender. You may wish to do this and record yourself or write down things or messages you got afterwards on a piece of paper. For now, I want you to stay present with the exercise. Breathing in again, letting out a long tone now. Start to let out your sound and your hand is gently guiding and moving it. I want you to start to allow images, pictures. It could just be a past life scenario, or it could just be something present. It could be something very strange that you've never experienced before. It could be shapes, colors, animals, an image, a color, anything. Just allow yourself to sound and let things just bubble up into your consciousness and fade away. Bubble up and fade away. Don't hold on to anything. Just keep surrendering. Keep handing yourself over. Keep being that river of energy, that current of circuitry, that sound moving through you. Keep being that conduit and allowing those messages to just move and stream through. trust what comes through. Don't try to understand or capture it. Just keep being that open channel. And when you feel complete, just taking that big breath in to hold yourself and making a conscious knowing that you are closing off that channel now and you're coming back into your own energy. Make sure that you don't feel that you're leaving any rivers or channels or signal paths open, because then you can become quite lightheaded and there can be this energy transaction happening in the background. If you do that consciously and you're choosing to create this energy transaction in the background on a conscious level, that's fine. And if you want to work with that, and that's something that you already do as a practice, then you know what you're doing. But otherwise, what you want to do is just see all of those little rivers and channels just closing up and folding down. And then just seeing your own sphere of energy coming back into its presence. And almost seeing yourself become stronger and powerful in your space. And filling yourself up with this beautiful energy. Breathing in deeply. Get a little bit excited, come into, if you need to ground yourself, put your feet on the ground. And really that's it. If you want to capture some of the messages that happened, then write down on a piece of paper or try to next time put the voice recorder on and record it, because sometimes it can be quite powerful. So you can start working with this throughout the day, like muscle testing. You can just be like, oh yeah, zoom in, yeah, or just hum. Sometimes what people don't realize is when we create sound, it's the fastest way to presence. You just do that right now. Breathe in. You're being, you're in the moment. When you create sound, you're not stopping and thinking and going off somewhere else. You're being very present. So the moment we actually create that channel and create that presence and then let something come through, we are in the moment. And so in the moment throughout your day, as you need to let something just give itself birth and come through and make a message or a connection with you, you may want to try that light language or that gibberish, or allow some of this tuning and this tone. For me personally, I know a lot of people love light language. My form of light language is toning. That's my predominant way of connecting with spirit. And I love to move that tone and play with that energy. Sometimes I may play with light language too. Light language is something that is an opportunity for ourselves to let a language come through without having to stop and analyze it and make it perfect and find the right word. We're allowing it like a river of energy, and it's been formed into beautiful shapes on the way out, and those shapes can be holding geometric signatures and frequencies that can be like little gifts or presents as they come out and permeate open into our ears and into the world around us. Our sound is constantly bringing these codings and these gifts to us. So allow yourself to start playing with being in channel throughout your day. And even if you think, oh, that's a bit weird, I don't want to start talking in tongue at the coffee shop, but you're feeling a little bit lost about something, like maybe there's somebody in the space that you need to have some guidance around how to approach them, or whether you need to move out of the space, or you're feeling a little bit like I need some internal guidance, just hold your body. Breathe in and just have a little silent, sort of quiet inside yourself sigh. And the moment you hold that note, see your spine come on board with that frequency. It's like recalibrating, retuning your energy into presence and into self. Trust that you have the power to tune yourself into presence. And listen to your own inner guidance, and the guidance from the universe, when we can surrender to that channel, can come through clearly. If you want to do an extended version of this and take it further, then you can actually, when you set your field and set your intentions and start to bring things through, you can choose. Remember, as we were playing with working on what we're not letting in and closing down some streams of energy, we don't want all the radio stations blaring at once. We can choose to channel specific stations, specific energies at once. So if you are wanting to channel a message from a loved one, maybe you have someone like your father has passed away, or someone that's close to you that you want to bring in their guidance. It doesn't matter whether you can analyze, oh, was that real? Allow yourself to just trust and surrender to the magic of this process, because the more that you can stop trying to control it, the more that the messages can come through in a really clear, potent way, and you can be very surprised at what happens. You can also allow yourself to play with channel with objects and items. So playing with like cards, tarot cards, or images. You can draw pictures and just see what naturally wants to come through. If you were to read the energies or the interactions of what's going on that page, what does your mind conjure up and feel straight away? Is it something that you feel in your heart, in your body? Usually our intuition or our channel is sometimes the first thing that comes to us. So really work with trusting that. The more you can use that trust and you strengthen that muscle, the more it can actually work for you. Have the best time. Good luck, and I'd love to hear from you.